chilled outdoors. Welcome back to another episode where we're gonna put something in front of you that you may not be prepared to answer yet this year, because I made this mistake. So, we all spend exuberant amounts of time scouting, preparing, hunting, and there's something that a lot of people don't think about, including myself. I spent so much time this year. I was using all those scents. I was making mock scrapes, licking branches, turn up food plots. You can go back and watch all the videos. I spent so much time and preparation into my deer season that I forgot one of the most important things. And because of that, I have spent extra time, I have extra frustration. I was a little bit confused on what I should do. I didn't know about some new state laws that had gone into effect. We know rifle season is coming up and a lot of you guys are gonna be killing monster bucks. All the time that you have been putting into preparing, you guys are gonna capitalize this weekend. And that's why I wanted to put this video out there. I want you guys to think about, what am I gonna do when I kill this big old deer? So, as you can see, I found a company that I really like their product, and I'm gonna go ahead and show it to you today. So there's three options when you're looking at killing a deer, right? If you're gonna kill a big old buck, you can cut his antlers off and just hang him by a rope or put him on a plaque or do whatever you're gonna do. Or you can go the taxidermy route. You can see I have several deer heads. You guys have seen them in other videos. We had somebody who was a family friend that could do that lived right down the street, did deer heads for half the cost. Now the cheapest I can find a deer head in Indiana is $600. In Tennessee, Mr. Carter, I love you, but the CWD laws, they suck. So if you guys aren't familiar with it, chronic waste disease is contained in the spinal fluid and in the brain fluid, or whatever, I don't know, I'm not a deer doctor. So Tennessee has said, hey, nobody's allowed to bring a deer into the state unless a certified taxidermist in their state washes the brain out. Like you have to literally, if you want a taxidermist in Tennessee to do your deer and you live in Indiana, you have to go to one person, say, hey, how much is this gonna cost me? Then they clean it out, they wash it out, and then you take it to the guy in Tennessee and say, hey, now how much are you gonna charge me? And that just sucks. That just sucks. Also, on top of that, like with my deer, I was like, you know what, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know if I'm gonna get it mounted. So I played it safe and I went ahead and skinned it the way that you should and caped it out the way that you would for a shoulder mount. And what that did is it ended up costing me so much time. So starting out in the field, we didn't gut him all the way up through his rib cage, which if you've ever killed a big old buck, it is hard to reach way up in there, get all the hearts and lungs out. And that was really hard when you can't get past the sternum and any of the ribs. So we had to do that. Well, then once we get the deer hanging up and he hangs like a day or two, let that meat cure, you go to cape him and it takes forever. You gotta be super gentle. You can't cut through the fur, just a big old hassle. So what I should have done is what I did with a bunch of my deer heads, a European mount, which is where rack bracket comes in handy. So I found these guys. They make these little brackets. I've actually seen them at a trade show here in Indianapolis. And these things are only like $20. I think it's actually $18.99. That is amazing, and most of the time you can boil out a skull yourself. Now I'm gonna show you this bracket, and I literally just got these out of the box today. I've never installed one of these. I'm gonna show you how easy it is. Now you wanna talk about the wife being mad. First off, I've had a deer head full of brains and fur in the deep freezer next to the baby's formula for like 3 weeks. That's not gonna make her happy. Wait till she sees this video and I had power tools. All right, drill, bracket. I'm literally gonna stick it on this piece of wood, just to show you how easy it is. Get some screws. There's 2 holes in this sucker. Like I said, I am not qualified to use power tools, but, so let's say you find yourself a spot on the wall, right? You put this sucker down, get your screw, get your drill. Bam, look at that. And you see how that swivels? 70 degrees. 70 degrees you can turn this. Now let me tell you a sad story. Look at this big old sucker. Look at those nasty brows. Isn't that sick? This deer has a whole nother story behind it. I'll tell you another day. But look at its nose. He fell off the wall. I had a homemade little bracket. I thought I would just screw it through his head, and that's not what you want. So we're gonna give him a proper mounting option. The rack bracket, look at that. Tell me that's not sick. And let's say your buddies are coming over for football, Sunday night football. Display his horns in one direction, flip it the other way, display him another direction. And this deer's skull was all messed up. This deer got in like some fights. You can see his like skull's discolored. His teeth are all knocked out. Like this deer lived a rough life. And the rack bracket still holds him solid. That's all you gotta do. That is so simple. I just screwed this to a piece of wood. Like how much simpler can it get? Same thing, big old deer mount. You just hook these right behind the eye sockets and look at that. You can put him any direction you want. Obviously he's swinging because I'm not holding this post straight up and down. But look at that. You can have him on like this. You can put him in a corner. You can have two fighting. I really like this. In fact, this entire wall that you guys have seen me designing for the last several weeks, I'm gonna make sure this whole wall is full of these suckers. I kind of like the natural wood look. I might make that might look kind of cool. Like make it look like a fence post. On top of the regular brackets, they make ones in different shapes. This one is shape of Indiana. You can get Illinois, Ohio, Pennsylvania. Hit them up and they can probably do it for you. Okay guys, so next episode is gonna be me skinning out that big old buck I killed this year, and we're going to boil him out, show you guys a little bit of that, and we are gonna get him on a bracket, and we're gonna get these up on the wall for the next video. So stick around guys. Check out Rack Bracket, Facebook, Instagram, go to their website, I'll link it below. You guys can order these, you guys can get them in a short time frame. By the time it takes you to kill your deer and to boil it out and get it back, you can have this thing ready to go on the wall. And it's so easy, so simple. You can turn it left, you can turn it right, you get the plaque customized. Look it up guys, Rack Bracket. Thanks so much, stick around. I'm gonna get to mounting some of these bad boys up.